position. It is Varna with a chance to win this one forward. Certainly a good battle, exciting for him. The Icelandic driver on his Sony car will certainly be wanting to continue on the train. Andrea Nicholson, Jenny Norman, Lucas Douglas, already be challenging along the likes of Marcus Vanguard, Magnus Praten, Ole Grönlund, Thomas Boxen, Silas Nilsen, Philip Slatland, and Tobias Andersson. They all want to be part of the mix, as of course with Theodor Carlsen, Christian Lundin, and Kilo Svensson of Ismanarat, Jakob Berget, Leander Fortune, Philip Runda, Julian Dalvan-Lee, Sam Stollen, Thomas Norway, Julian Madsen, Austin Jensen, Lucas Anderson in the mix as well. All of the drivers ready for another crack at the whip. Junior 125 battle, the biggest class of all. So now the Icelandic star up front to continue his trend. Benedor Ravnas will be pushing from the outset. Is it going to be 3 wins out of 3, or can Adrian Nicholson deny it? We'll find out as Jenny Nordvang goes with the pole sitter. Already a little bit of a shove into turn 1. A couple of drivers getting a little bit feisty as they run through the first couple of corners. But it is Benedor Ravnas on the second for Jenny Nordvang, and the Sophie up to third position. The hard starting forward from Lucas Douglas. So Lucas Douglas in the third position. A good start from him. The drivers work their way through the Hendrick Magnus Shanker for the first time. Got a chance here. She's got a fast pass underneath her as well. So big opportunities keep coming. The drivers work their way through on the first couple of laps. Nordvang's really attacking Benedor Ravnas. Third position is Losses, and then it is Melus, Nicholson, Patrick Sandvik, Zuckerud, Linden, Vanguard, Svensson, and Upsal. We're back to the class morning where the drivers are 55 first to the outside. Great performances and some great driving as the contenders are still putting on a great return of speed. Some good effort from the drivers as they make good work of it. Up on the far side, some good challenges. On the approach to Shanker. All of the competitions and drivers continuing on their great challenge up the crest. Jenny Nordvang still second on that Nordvang and Losses have actually missed their moment. And Benedor Ravnas has really opened up the taps on the Sony. Oh, there's problems already for the 45. Coming into the pits to retire is Thomas Norway on the power lane. And Thomas Norway looks like he's got a problem in some time. And Thomas Norway moves into the pit lane to retire. Indeed, for the power lane final. She's dropped back about half a dozen places or so. Makes that a grand total of 8 places. So Jenny Nordvang with some problems. And into the pit, we've got someone into the pits there. That's the 2, I think, coming in. That is the Tony Kart of Philip Runda. So Philip Runda has got some damage. So Philip Runda putting into the pits to the side by the look of it as well. So Philip Runda very unhappy. He is the latest driver to retire from the race. But Jenny Nordvang, who was in second place, now finds herself all the way back in 10th. Very unfortunate for Jenny Nordvang, in fact now 11th place. So There's really some problems on the last couple of corners. And the battle of second place point for Duncan Nicholson is now hustling the Sony, the 42 of Lucas Loftus. So Loftus is trying to hold on to second place. Nicholson is right there. Dennis is in fourth place. And in fifth position, that is the 193 of Chocolate on the Charles Leclerc chassis. From Vivian Blender in P6. And then in 7th is Lilian Cameron Sandbeck from Theo Svensson, Magnus Brathen, Marcus Vanguard, Jenny Neubang and Pia Berger. And this is all good news for Benedict Ramdas. The Sony driver is just stretching out the advantage in the lead. No problems at all for the Icelandic star. And in second and third, it's very close together. Anthony Nicholson really fancying a chance to get the second place here. And he's going to start with losing this now. If they continue to work together for the last 10 laps, now as they come through, then maybe there's a chance to turn this around, but it's certainly going to be tight all the way. And Anthony Nicholson really is pushing with the Celtics. Lucas Loftus with a chance to make up some ground. Up over the top of the grandstand, Benedict Ramdas finding himself with a massive advantage. It was so funny, yesterday I was talking with a few of the junior drivers. One was in the P6 and two race now yesterday. Stood next to Benedict Ramdas and he said, I'm the fastest junior. Benedict Ramdas just shoots Now I understand where the confidence came from. He was leading. What's come up? Through a second. Loftus has got problems with Bellis. Bellis is alongside him, they bang wheels, and Loftus has on the place. But Bellis is really going for it. Chocolate, Blender, then the 50 to 14, right in the next turn as well, but Peter Everett Sandvik and Theo Svensson really pushing on. A fantastic chance for Anthony Nicholson now that he's been released in second place. He's going to want to disappear out in front. No problems at all for him. And so the competition is pretty much one-sided. Benedict Ramdas on the way from Anthony Nicholson. Lucas Loftus is really putting one on that really. Canelo is really trying to control the inside line. Watch out for Chocolate. Chocolate with a chance here. Anthony Chocolate looking for the move. They've got across the line again. 7 laps to go. It's really putting on a distinct duel out here on the doors. So it's going to be a tricky one if they run over the top of the crest of the bridge. Benedict Blender with a chance on the outside of Chocolate. Chocolate is trying to hold on to this. It's getting pretty messy as they run the position down the far side. Shanton is the corner of execution. Someone's going to have to give back. It's getting messy as they go up the side. And it's Nellis who comes out of the back of the team. Nellis is the one that gets shuffled down the back of the car. So Nellis is the leader in there. Last two fights in 7:30. Fourth place in Central Center. Well, that's how quickly it's getting. This is second, Loftus is third, then it's Vivian Blender. Oh, contact! Oh, no, on the straight! Oh, goodness me! That is a big one for the 50. Right in front of our position, that's Milian Sandvik. Milian Sandvik out of the race on the main straight. Not happy at all with the way that's ended up. He's trying to pull the car out of the barrier. And poor Milian Sandvik, he's faster than him, and his race is well and truly over right in front of us as he skates up the back and is lodged in the side barrier. Any chance Milian Sandvik had in that one. Absolute disaster for Milian Sandvik, the yard driver. Pretty angry with the way that everybody tussled on the way through, shaking his head at the opposition as he got shunted out of the queue. And so Milian Sandvik is obviously very clear about his own opinions as to what happened. But for the rest of the drivers, they just out on the carpet. Big shame for the yard driver. 5 laps to go. And out in front is Benedict Ramdas, the Icelandic star on the Sony. Dropping out the laps there. Like lines on a green star. Loftus with a chance here to hold on to third place. Blender really fancying his chances to move forward. Blender looks for the line. Loftus is going to be a hard one to overtake, he knows that. So Ravnas moves away from Nicholson. And then John Blender looking for the bit on the inside, but Loftus is defending that inside line with all his weight on the stone. Then John Blender trying to get down the inside of it. Into Shanker, and then John Blender with a superb move into third place. Goes the opportunity car. Lovely job from John Blender. And there's the issue. It's not going to move. Here's the unstopping Jokeroo. Jokeroo wants to close up on the inside. Jokeroos going to get the drive up the inside. This is not at all happening. Come on, what are you doing? Shoving me around the racetrack like that. My team driver's very unhappy. Jenny Norback's going to pick up some pieces. I suppose that's recompense for what happened to her earlier on. Probably 3 laps to go. Things are getting pretty heated out here. Lucas Loftus was not at all happy there with the move that came from Matthias Jokeroo. Jokeroo got impatient. Jenny Norback tucked it up the inside and loses out the position as a result. Makes one move, it comes back to bite her because then she loses another. After climb, and Lucas Loftus now in front of the and then Dios Henderson on the 14th. The race director is right in position. Lovely dive on the inside then for the 44, Jacob Berget. So Jacob Berget gets the overtaking move there on Philip Sandberg. That was a nice overtake in the closing stages. So Jacob Berget getting a nice overtake. That's the sharp end. All of this has been absolute chance play for Benidorm Ravnas. Anthony Nicholson has been released for the start of the second half, but ultimately there's not enough time to catch him. And so for the Sony driver from Iceland, it is Benidorm Ravnas. Over the line for the final time of one. Last lap, Nicholson second. Third is John Bender. Right for him. Well, that's the 4th position, but you're getting to still at 5. Because now we're going to see Magnus Jokeroo. Maybe we need to get past Christopher Mellus on the last lap. The Energy Ghost driver with Jokeroo right behind him. He knows he's there. He's thinking he's the inside line. Jokeroos going to try and come at him. Off the turn. Running the drive. Watch this. That is going to battle as well. Not Christian Berger. There are lots of battles on the final lap. But no battles at all required from the number 21. And here comes the Sony from Iceland. He's done it again. He's done it again in history. Second race for Anthony Nicholson. Third position will run away on John Bender. And the battle for 4th position is going to be tight to the line. But it is going to be Meadows who just gets there for Jokeroo and Nordbank. With Leo Svensson in 7th position in the 14th. 8th position goes the way of Magnus Barton. From Lucas Loftus, Ian Bender, Staffen, Jacob Berget, Simon and Marcus Vanguard. In front of Julian Darley, Tony Gonzalez, Sonia Stolen, Thomas Johnson, Bianca Fortune, Tobias Anderson, Ryder, Colin Grönland, Eskiel Ahmed, Julian Hansen, Oscar Hansen, Christian Jorgen, then it will be Lucas Anderson who finishes off the race. With Samuel Ricardo from William Alvarez Sandvik starting the race in the DR, along with Theodore Velasquez, Philip Renda, and Johnny Norman. Well, GD125 has been well truly walked away by Benidorm Ravnas on the Sunday, but there's still plenty of work to do tomorrow. He knows that. He won't take any of it for granted at all. GD125 is wrapped up for the day then in the Norwegian Karting Championships. Next up, it's Rotax.
sáttur?